It's going to be the theme of this video. It works, but it doesn't work. What's going on there, YouTube? It's your pal Pete on the old 2018 Goldwing today. And why you clicked that link today is because we're going to talk about the Hero 12. Alright, so this video is not about the specs, any of that stuff. There's a gazillion out there videos already on, what it can do, and probably you already know because you looked it up yourself. What your question is how does the Bluetooth audio work? Now that is worth talking about. So I've done a lot of testing with it, when it works, the audio sounds like this. Not using the quick capture this time, using the whatever you call it, if I got power on then button. And I'm putting the visor down to see if that makes a difference. When it doesn't work, it sounds like this. Great sound or no sound. And as a motovlogger, somebody like me and probably you that are watching this is kind of curious if you're going to update, because this is something everybody, I don't care if you're a motovlogger or not, this is what so many people have asked GoPro and every manufacturer of an action camera to put in their cameras for umpteen years, and that is Bluetooth connectivity to a wireless headphone system. Now, I'm using the Sena 50C. I used to have, and it works great when it hooks up. I have a 50S. It works great when it hooks up. I have a 20S. It works great when it hooks up. And my AirPods work great when they hook up. There's a couple of issues that I've noticed, and that is when you use the quick capture, you push the little button for your recording. I would say 75% of the time it doesn't connect to the microphone, to the Sena. So all you get is background noise from the external microphones, which is not going to work for somebody like me who does motovlogs, because I like to talk. That's what we all like to do. We're just jibber jabbers. But so that's not going to work for me. So it's not a deal breaker for me for the camera, because I already have the 50C, which I record audio on anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if you're somebody that's like, oh, I'm gonna get this so I can hook up my Sena I already have, it doesn't have a camera in it, I got a 50S, I got a 20S, I got the SLR or whatever, or you got a Cardo Talk Pack or whatever that doesn't record audio, and you're like, oh, this is the way to the future. Yeah, it works. As long as everything's set up before you go, it works. But as soon as you turn stuff on and off like we do, like I'm riding right now and I might cut this video and pick it up somewhere else. So that's when you have the problems. I've also noticed when I'm on my Pan America, I rode that yesterday doing some testing, I have my headset paired to my Garmin XT on that bike. And it just threw into all kinds of problems. On this bike with the Apple CarPlay, one of the things I have to do is unpair my phone from the Sena in order for CarPlay to work more effectively. It still works, but it gets a little weird, let's say. There's no way else to say it. It just gets like some of the functions don't work. It gets a little goofy, things like that. But as soon as I unpair the phone from the Sena, and it works everything through Apple CarPlay, because the bike or the Sena is paired to the motorcycle, it works fine. But then again, we go back to this thing, which is what we're talking about, the Bluetooth in this. It works, but it doesn't work, and that's what I'm going to keep saying. That's going to be the theme of this video. It works, but it doesn't work. That is an issue for anybody like me. I've talked to my buddies. Some of us have got one, some of us have not got one. Somebody got one and sent it back because I was telling him about the audio issues I was having. And for him, it was a no-go. It's like, he needs it to work every time. And I get it. It has to work every time, because nothing's worse than coming out here, doing a ride, doing a vlog. You get back to the house, you plug everything in, you're like, oh, nuts, And that's happened to more times than anybody has done one of these, and you could probably shake a stick at. So that would be the only thing I would urge caution on. If you're going to use this paired to your AirPods, you're going to do a walk and talk, it's going to work for you 100% of the time. simply because you can look at it and it says, but when it's on this, I can't see the screen to say, oh, it paired. I can hear the beeps in the helmet though, which is also nice. Like when I hit the button, you're like beep beep. I know, okay, it's recording. And then when I turn it off, it'll beep 5 times. So I know it actually recorded and stopped. The problem is the sound isn't always there, even though I hear the beeps in the helmet speakers. So that's kind of my brief take on this. I'm sure it'll get better with time. I bet Senna will probably come up with something when it comes to maybe a patch or something that might help it out. I don't know. Because they used to make a Bluetooth device. I don't remember this. This was years ago, back on the 4. They made a little backpack deal that hooked up to the back of your GoPro. And I'll show you a picture of it. That's what it looks like. And that thing worked outstanding. Yee-hoo! Yeah, so that worked. That thing used to work outstanding. The audio quality was great. I had that hooked up to like a 10 or whatever, like a 5, whatever the old Sennas were. It worked great. The audio quality was fantastic. But back to this thing, the Hero 12. The Hero 12, if I had a GoPro 8 or lower and I'm a motovlogger, I would probably just upgrade to a 9 or 10, at least a 10 minimum. I don't think you can buy the 9 anymore on GoPro site. You can still buy the 10. This is a 10 here, and that thing is great. This is a great camera. But the video quality between this and my 7, and this and that, they're noticeable. Not so much between the 10 and the 12, but I mean, I'm shooting HDR with this one and a higher bit rate than the 10 will allow. But with the 7, it is, when I look at the side-by-side video, like when I was on my Alaska trip, if you've noticed, huge difference. But anyway, let's reel this fish in and get back to the conclusion. If you're not doing a moto vlog and you can set everything up before you go, buy the 12 for the Bluetooth connectivity. It works great when it works. But when it doesn't work, like me and everybody I know that's probably watching this video that's interested in this topic, it doesn't always work. And that's not acceptable for somebody in our position where we're doing moto vlogs. You know, you need it to work every time because it's just a pain. But anyway, if you like this video, give it a like. Oh, let me do a caveat here. Back up. I also forgot to tell you that you can hook, like I hooked my 50C and the 50S, paired it right to the GoPro, and it worked great. As long as they're paired to this. But as soon as you go to use the intercom system, kaput. That's when it goes nuts. You start using the intercom system, that's when it doesn't work. So there you go. And with that, I bid you a good day. Ride safe, ride often. If you would, click that like button, possibly hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment below if you've had experiences or you have a question, because I've done a lot with this stupid thing. So hit me up, fellas and girls, and God bless. Bye-bye.